Here giving you guys the Week 6 recap. We're a little late with this one. I was watching the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles game. Shout out to my Eagles. You guys know, we was able to see the banner be hanged up for winning the Super Bowl last year. And we also saw that the Eagles handle business tonight. We'll go ahead and look at the Week 6 recap video before we get to the Week 6 recap.
Hi everyone, Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Plenty of action to get you caught up on. Let's start in Tampa. The Bucs at home to take on the 49ers. And this is Baker Mayfield. One of his 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. The Buccaneers win their 4th straight as they get the victory here. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they host the Cleveland Browns. And here it's the Browns defense getting it done. They force the errant throw, it's picked off, and they've got room, they've got blockers, and no one's gonna get him. Touchdown. The Browns are getting hot. It's a 3rd straight win, and they take this one in style. One more to tell you about, the Broncos and Jets. This one took place in London. And it's the 4th-year running back, Breece Hall. Footwork, agility, speed, power, a brilliant run for the touchdown. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.
Pretty good, interesting recap right there. We had the game of the week this week. Let's see who it was for Week 6. And then we will start with the incentive check. Game of the week was game of the week for Week 6, Ravens and the Texans. Hold on, Week 5, Week 6. It's not showing. I don't know what they got going on, but we didn't have a Week 6 game of the week according to the Discord. So we'll go in here and see what's what. Got to tighten up, Mike. All right, so we see some games played twice. Let's see who haven't played. No force win. Eagles and the Giants. Nobody played. Okay, so all right, Giants and the Giants and Eagles. All right, we'll keep this thing rolling. If you don't play, you're not ineligible. You're not eligible. So we'll take a look at these games. As I said before, we didn't have a game of the week for Week 6, but we did have some interviews. We had the 49ers and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers won this game 35-31, shootout type of game. We'll see if we interviewed. All right, so we didn't interview neither user. Hold on. All right, so we got Tampa Bay. And then the 49 and then with 49ers. All right, so we didn't interview neither one of these guys. Shootout, turnover battle was 2-4. Player stats, as you guys can see, both sides didn't do too much. I mean, Brock Purdy, 267, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Baker Mayfield threw 3 interceptions. Neither side ran the ball well. Neither side did anything as far as in the receiving category. Those three turnovers really was the big difference in this game. You can say credit to the defense for the 49ers. Played a huge role. Well, no, they still lost. Wow. They Tampa Bay turned the ball over 4 times and they still got the job done. So that's something that's very, very rare. That's why I had to double check. You usually don't see that, especially four. They played twice, but they got it. They got it done. Cowboys played the Panthers twice. Taking a look at the box score, we see Cowboys won 29-12. Turnover battle was 0-2. Dak Prescott 248, 3 TDs, no interception. He actually played great tonight as well. I know he wished CD Lamb would have played great. He had 4 big drops in real life. Bryce Young, 276, 1 TD, 1 interception. Couldn't get anything going offensively. Um, Tampa Bay, I mean not Tampa Bay. Man, I had a long day. But the Dallas Cowboys and the Panthers neither ran the ball well. Wide receivers, T Mac, 5 receptions, 101. Um, Cowboys didn't get anything going offensively from their receivers neither. But they got the job done. You got to give credit to their defense. Donovan Wilson had an interception. And then you got Donovan with a sack. So you have to give credit to the defense. You know, defense showed up. You got the win, and that's what it's all about. Um, force away. Force win away. 2 times played. I guess I'll let it ride since it was twice. Because they played twice, I mean, they literally tried to play that game. So taking a look at the box score, we see it was 10-7. I mean, third, fourth quarter, scoreless. Turnover battle was 1-3. Green Bay turned the ball over 3 times and still came up 3 points short. Jordan Love, 3 interceptions. Neither side ran the ball well. Receivers did subpar. Um, but hey, I guess they got the win from the force, so maybe somebody was winning and they wanted to reward the player. I don't know what happened with that. So taking a look at the Jets and the Broncos, taking a look at the turnover battle, 0-2. Um, Jets turned the ball over twice and still got the job done. Um, Bo Nix, 245, 1 TD. Justin Fields threw 226, 2 TDs. They also ran the ball well with Brees Hall, 13 attempts, 117, 3 TDs. Receivers did okay. But overall, you have to give credit. Well, Denver made plays on defense. Um, you just have to give credit to the Jets still figuring out how to win, finding a way to win. So, let me mark my notes. Uh, okay, somebody is ineligible. I'm trying to see who this is. Okay, we'll figure that out later. All right, Fly Baby Gaming. When we get to your game, then we have the Browns interview. Okay, so we have a few more interviews. All right, next up we had was um, us and the Seahawks. Pretty decent game for the most part. Um, it was 14-10 in the first half. That second half, being able to score those 7 points in the third was huge. And then also not, wow, with the turnovers was just about what and what. He turned the ball over 4. I turned it over 3. First time I've actually thrown this many interceptions in the game. Very, very uncharacteristic from me. Jalen Miro threw 3 interceptions as well. Both of them threw 321. Very interesting stat right there. Rushing wise, neither side ran the ball good at all. And I just spoke about being able to run the ball well, and we didn't do that this week. Receivers did pretty well. I mean, that's what both teams had their success in the receiving game. Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions, 117, 1 TD. Brian Thomas Jr., who was in trade talks, but now all trade talks is declined. But 5 receptions, 107, 1 TD. We had some guys catch out the backfield. Overall, um, defense, as I said before, made plays. He had 3 guys. I had 3 guys, and um, that's great. It's not great as far as the quarterback, though. Next up, we had was Gouzius and the Rams. I did get an interview with Goose. He lost this game, so we will take a listen to hear what he had to say after the loss. So let's take a listen. Make sure the volume up.
Yeah, another tough week. Watching you played a good game. I had the lead 14-10 at halftime. I ran another play with 6 seconds left, and I hit my tight end, and he got tackled at the 2-yard line as time ran out. That was another big play where if I would have scored there to make it 21-10 at half, completely different game again. Had the lead 14-10, 14-13. Late in the third, into the fourth, watching you scored to make it 19-14 with, I think, like 3 minutes left. And then I turned it over again. So I would say my defense played really well all game, giving up 13 points for the majority of it. And then yeah, I'm just throwing way too many interceptions when I can't run the ball. You're just wasting plays to run it at this point. So that way I'm somewhat saying I'm trying to run, but when you're gaining a yard at a time, it hardly even pays. But another tough loss. Yeah, I got to get, hopefully the division games start rolling through, and I got to play really well in to catch those guys. I seen that a couple of them only have 1 loss, so I'm going to have to try sweeping a couple of those series, and hopefully I can sneak in as a wild card. All right, thanks for having me.
Good stuff right there, coming from the Ravens. We also interviewed Watching You. We'll go ahead and hear what he had to say after the win against Goose.
You know, I'm Himothy. I'm fucking Himothy. I might take a loss out here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really him. You heard me? No, real talk. He's a good player. He's a good player with a fucking dominant team, but it was tough, man. It's been tough all year to run. So O-line is something I definitely got to address in the off season. But no, it was good, man. I had a few more plays I left out on the field to increase the score, but like I said, just trying to get the run started consistent to where I could open it up with some play action and more deeper routes. But overall, we got the W, and I got too many weapons, man. Too many weapons. Do you want to stop Devontae, Nakua, or my fucking tight end? I got too many weapons to go to. And this burst is just a blessing in disguise because he's too big for most slot receivers. Most slot cornerbacks. So he's just bigger than most people. So he just gets to bully people. But overall, I'm him.
All right, so you guys heard Watching You. Hey, he says, I'm him. Strong message right there after the win against the Ravens. Next up we had was the Dolphins and the Chargers. Chargers won this game 28-19. Taking a look at the turnover battle, it was 0-2. Player statistics. Chargers didn't throw any interceptions. 2 TDs, 225 from Justin Herbert. Both sides was shy away from 100-yard rushing. Pretty good stat right there. Lad McConkey, 5 receptions to 107, 1 TD. Darren Waller, 7 receptions, 88 yards. Tyreek Hill, 6 catches, 84 yards. So it was some plays made in the wide receiver category. Chargers came up with 2 turnovers, man. Big turnovers that they was able to create, and that definitely helped them get over the hump. Um, Next up, we had the Steelers and the the Browns. The Browns lost this. I mean, the Browns won this game 37-33. I did interview, I want to say both users, but we'll check to be sure. Um, Turnover battle was 2-2. Player stats. And before we look at all that, we'll see what the Browns had to say after the win. And then, as I said before, let me see if I reached out to the Steelers. I don't think I did. I did, so he's ineligible. Okay. All right. Let me write that down. All right, so we got the Steelers. Steelers ineligible. All right. Okay, so we'll take a listen to hear what Amfish had to say for the Browns.
Yeah, I got to give the Steelers user all the credit in the world. He continued to fight to the end. I was in situations that I could have just taken control of the game, but I kept making some personal decisions that put him back into it. And he's too good of an offensive user to really do that. The second half, I had an opportunity to go up by 3 scores. I was in field goal range, could have played it safe. I read a play from the line, thought I had an easy read, easy throw, threw it right at a linebacker for a pick 6. Later on, I was inside the 10, probably could have just ran the ball, kicked the field goal, went up 10. I decided to push it, and I ran with Shadur. He fumbled at the 1. Luckily, that next drive, he was scrambling with Will Howard, and he fumbled 1 too. Really helped me out. And in the end of it, I went up 14. Was really just trying to drain the clock. He scored a touchdown. He got me to go 3 and out. Got the ball back, and he drove down the field and made it a game. Could have tied it. A lot of the yards that he threw was late stuff. I mean, he was pressing it. I was playing safe zones. Throughout most of the game, I'd say my defense played really well. At the end of the stretch, I was just trying to see if I could bleed the clock. I didn't want to get super aggressive, and he was making his reads, and he was hitting the spots, and he played really well. And defense overall, quarterback picks up yards. It's Madden, spacing, that kind of stuff. 2-minute drills, I'm not too concerned about that. We shut down his run. That's what always our plan is. Offensively, been figuring out the run more, which is what I've been trying to do the whole time. Shadur's been playing good. It's a lot of West Coast kind of stuff, quick reads, hitting zones, beating man. Don't really have the playmakers to go deep too much. The biggest limitations to Shadur is that he is just not a good athlete. He is slow, so slow. I mean, so slow. Fumbles a lot. Accuracy, though, has been good. As long as I can keep the accuracy up, I can hit those passes. We're the Cleveland Browns. We're 5-1. No one expects that. So right now we're the leaders of the AFC North, and we're going to look to keep the pedal down and see if we can take that division when I don't think anybody expected it.
Very, very good interview right there by Amfish. Broke it down to the T. As far as his football team, I agree. I mean, who would have guessed the Browns to be winning their division right now? Not many. Next up we had was the Patriots and the Saints. Saints won this game 35-24. Turnover battle was 3-1. Saints protected the ball. Tyler Shaw been playing great. Definitely need to interview the Saints. 2 TDs, no interception. Then you got Drake made 3 TDs, 3 interceptions. Played a big role in this game. The Saints ran the ball well, getting into that 100-yard category, 2 TDs. Wide receivers, not so well, but you had some guys with some catches. Hunter Henry, he had 7 receptions. You had Stephon Diggs, 4 receptions, 93 yards, and a TD. Overall, great game, but it really came down to the defense. Saints defense stepped up when when needed, and they got the job done. So congratulations to the Saints. Next up we had was the Colts and the Cardinals. Colts won this game big time. Turnover battle was 4-0. Anthony Richardson, senior, 236, 3 TDs, no interception. And then you got Kyler Murray, 265, 1 TD, 3 interceptions. Goes back to what I just stated. If you turn the ball over that many times, it's not helping you. Jonathan Taylor probably was the running back of the week. 14 receptions, 146 yards, 2 TDs. Wide receivers played great. New addition, A.J. Brown, 5 receptions, 93 yards, and a TD. You also had Josh Downs, had 4 receptions, 72 yards, and a TD. So overall, this team played great. The defense made plays when needed. 3 different defenders with an interception, and they put them in the win column. You definitely have to love it. We have to play them very soon in our division. It's going to be tough. Next up we had was young man team Raiders against the Titans. Raiders came with the win finally. Puts them in the win column, I think, for the first time this year, maybe second. Turnover battle was 0-2. So although they did turn the ball over twice, Cam Ward still couldn't deliver. 189, 1 TD, no interceptions. Geno Smith, 228, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Wow, Ashton Genty finally had his breakthrough. It's been a while. It's been a while since Young Man Team. We spoke with him last week about trying to find the identity of running the ball, trying to find a way to run the ball with Ashton Genty, and this looks good right here. 120, 5.7 on average, 1 TD. Wide receivers did great. He had some catches out the backfield, 5 receptions, 75 yards. So overall, this is what you love to see if you're the Raiders, being able to win this football game. Although you did have 2 turnovers that you threw, but at the end of the day, it's about wins and losses. Um, Next up we had was the um, Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow, I had voted the Lions to win this game. This was our game of the week, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it's not on the Discord for some reason. But um, the Lions actually lost this game 10-17. Shout out to them Chiefs, man, finally getting the job done. Naruto, he's a guy that's going to come to work every single week and play his games despite the score. And I'm loving to see that him actually in the win column. He protected the ball very well. 1 interception. Jared Goff turned the ball over twice. Russian Isaiah Pacheco. I guess he remembered what I told him last week because we played the Chiefs and we had some exchange word. We exchanged some words at the midfield, and he wanted to know what was his strength, and I told him run the ball, and I see that he ran it a lot. 20 attempts, 109, 1 TD, 5.4 on average. And hey, he has a very good running game. 5 receptions, 87 yards, and 1 TD from Travis Kelce. And then you get in the win column. So congratulations to them Chiefs, man. I see you've been listening. That a way to listen and then put it into play. Next up we had was the Falcons and the Buffalo Bills. Turnover battle was 2-0. Um, as we can see, Michael Penix Jr., 344, 4 TDs, no interceptions. Wow, he played lights out. Definitely see why they won this game. Brought by John Robinson. 9 attempts, 115, 1 TD. So he ran pretty well. Kyle Pitts, 10 receptions, 181, 1 TD. And then you got Dalton Kincaid, 6 receptions, 92 yards. Drake London, 5 receptions, 51 yards, and 2 TDs. Um, Interceptions, Falcons came up with 2. Definitely put them in the win column. Shout out to those Falcons. lastly we had was the Bears and the Commanders. Bears won this game 39-35. Shootout 21-21 at the first half. Second half, Chicago Bears was still in the dogfight, but that fourth quarter, being able to lead with 11 points, and then you also turned the ball over less. Jaden Daniels, 109, three TDs, two interceptions. Caleb Williams, 393, three TDs, two interceptions. Um, Rushing, neither side did anything running the ball. Wide receivers played lights out, especially Luther Burden. 10 receptions, 143, two TDs. Then you got Debo Samuel Sr., five receptions, 121, and one TD. Defense did very well for both sides. Two guys on each team had an interception, and that's how you get things done. It was a shootout. It really was a shootout. I'm guessing it was about who had the ball last, and it played in a role in the hands of the Bears. Let me write this down again, making sure that I got the right people that's ineligible. Um, Steelers, Eagles, Giants. Okay, cool. All right. Taking a look at the top performers, Drake May, 63 percentage, 1906, 1,906 yards, 19 TDs. Then you have Trevor Lawrence, 65%, 1,891 passing yards, 18 TDs. And then you got Baker Mayfield, 68 percentage, which is the highest percentage of the top three, 1,865 yards and 13 TDs. Rushing department, you got Jonathan Taylor, 82 attempts, 603, seven TDs. Josh Jacobs, 70 attempts, 590, five TDs. And then you have Tony Pollard, 99 attempts. He has the most attempts of the top three, but less yards, and four TDs, less TDs. So he's been giving the ball more than the top three, but still a little short as far as that category. Receiving yards, you got Tank Dell, 45 receptions, 714 yards, six TDs. Justin Jefferson, 39 receptions, 712 yards, and six TDs. And Jamar Chase, 46 receptions, has the most receptions of the top three, 694 yards, and four TDs. Sacks leaders, still the same. Cincinnati Bengals, they have Henderson, be saying that wrong so many times. Seven sacks, nine tackles for a loss. And then you got Verse, seven sacks, 10 tackles for a loss. Then you have McDonald for the Jets, seven sacks, 10 tackles for a loss. Interceptions, you got the Chargers up there with their cornerback still, 17 interceptions. Pretty good right there. Four. Guess that's, matter of fact, I need to learn that. Use like, I think it's deflections, right? Let me make sure. Let me make sure that's something I need to learn, just in case I see it in real life. Defense, pass defended. That's something I'm gonna learn. So I see that. So you have seven interceptions, four of those. Then Franklin had five interceptions, six, and then Marcus Lattimore with four, and then four. Tackles, Bynum, 54 tackles, 28 solo. Franklin has 45 tackles, 26 solo. And then McFadden has 36 tackles and 26 solo. Taking a look at the standings. AFC North right now is, as was mentioned. Matter of fact, let me go back. We jumping the gun. We did interview the Texans. He spoke about his game. So let's take a listen to hear what the Texans had to say. Where is his game at? So I guess he had a bye week, but we still interviewed him. So let's see what was the case. No, I'm not joining any other. I don't know what that is. It's week 5. Okay, so no, we didn't interview Fly Baby Game, and he actually sent me something. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Any more interviews? Mike. Okay, that was week 5. Okay, so we're good now with interviews. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. All right, taking a look at the standings. AFC North, as was mentioned, Alan Fish, Cleveland Browns is up there right now, 5-1. Then you have the Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals. All of them are a game behind the person that's in front of them. Interesting right there. AFC South, you have the Colts undefeated. And you have the Jaguars 5-1, Texans 4-2, Titans 0-6. Taking a look at the division records, 1-0 right now. But you still have the Texans, but they lost to the Jags. So it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. Still early. AFC East, you have Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, Bills. Jets pretty much creating that separation. AFC West, you got the Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs. Chargers kind of slowly pulling away. NFC North, you have the Bears and the Packers. You also got the Lions, Vikings, but right now, Bears and Packers are in a slugfest. Taking a look at the division records, both of them undefeated in the division as well. So it's getting interesting. NFC South, you got the Buccaneers, Falcons, Saints, and the Panthers wide open right now with the Bucks and the Falcons in the lead, with the Buccaneers undefeated in that division. NFC East, you got the Cowboys still undefeated in that division, despite the record being 3-3. Eagles 3-3, Commanders 2-4, Giants is 0-6. You can look at this record and say this division is probably one of the worst in the GFSSL league, and that's just what it is. NFC West, you have Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, and the Seahawks. Look like it's going to come down to the Rams and the 49ers. Um, Looking at the division record, 1-0 Rams, 2-1 49ers, with the 49ers having a game up in the division. So this thing definitely is still tight. It's not going anywhere. That's for sure. Um, Trying to see if we have anything else. All right, so we read social media every week. Scott Hansen says Largent has his first win under his belt in Seattle, but still a lot more to go before he earns the fans' trust. Brock Heward, he says, been confirmed that the Seahawks will be suiting up in their alternate uniforms at home this weekend. Charles Davis says game of the week material. Who will exit undefeated after Chargers and the Colts? I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to say Colts. Colts been playing great. ESPN tweeted out that this is going to be electric. The Colts and the Chargers top ranked offenses will face off this week. Wow, that should be game of the week. Let's see if Mike picked that as game of the week. Um, let's see, game of the week. We didn't have a week 6 game of the week. So let's see. Week 7 says Lions and the Chiefs. Lions and the Chiefs. That was week 6. Why is it saying week 7? I don't know. I'm not even gonna read any of that right now because it's not in order. It's not even a new week 7 game of the week at this moment. So that was week 6, what I read. Um, maybe Young Manny need to take control of the game of the week, or Massive, somebody like that. Um, I mean, maybe that'll help us out a little bit, because if I'm doing this here and I'm doing this in the other league, somebody else could step up and do something else, maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're just trying to make it enjoyable for everybody, but I'm just saying maybe, but everybody don't want to work hard. Maybe, I don't know. Um, Running to victory, Texans, a 144-yard, 1 TD game by Joe Mixon, won a key matchup against Kenneth Walker III and the Seahawks. And then and we did that was week 6. I didn't read it. I ain't gonna shortcut y'all, man. I think we did this though, but we'll do it anyway. Week 6, Baker Mayfield claims that the schemes of the Niners coach Frank Gore will do nothing to slow him down. Time will tell. This is the week 6 recap. James Cook silenced in Atlanta. 50 yards was all James Cook could muster in a loss to the Falcons. A disappointing performance in front of Bijan Robinson. The Jaguars owe their defense a day off next week, where we definitely do. But I mean, you can say the same thing about the Seahawks too, because we both turned the ball over 3 times. But getting 3 interceptions was the major factor in their win against the Seahawks. I disagree, because we both turned the ball over 3 times. It just came down to who had the ball last, honestly. Um, DeForest Buckner was a wrecking ball in today's win, well, last week's win, with 5 tackles for a loss that limited Cardinals halfback James Conner to only 5 yards. I think that's pretty much it. Just want to make sure. Next time I'll go to Coach Central and look at this kind of stuff here. I like that screen right there. We can see the seeds. Coach first seed. You got the Chargers second. What I'm talking about as far as the entire GFSSL league ranked wise. You got the Colts being ranked number 1. Chargers, the second best team in the GFSSL league. The Jets, Browns. That's pretty interesting order right there. We're top 5. Yeah, gotta love it. So that completes the week 6 recap. If we had some help in the Discord, we could have did the week 7 game of the week, and hopefully it'll get more consistent in there.